Hi,
Hey Molly,
how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So you're recovered?
Yeah. Thankfully, it was just strep. I got tested for
Yeah.
COVID, came back negative, and went on
Yeah.
antibiotics, and I'm all healed up now, which is good.
Wow, that's good. You had to get on meds, though, huh?
Yeah. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
but I mean, whatever will make the sickness go away.
Right? Yeah. I'm so glad it's not COVID.
Yeah,
That's been hell of stressful.
it was. I mean, until I
Yeah.
tested negative, it was mostly that was the worst part. It was just not knowing and being afraid to go to sleep because with COVID, you can just wake up in the middle of the night and not be able to breathe. So I had a lot of like anxiety about that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. I actually, a really good friend of mine, her husband, they live in New York, and her husband has it, and it's been going on for months, and he's like a really healthy jiu-jitsu guy. And yeah, she told me there were like a few times there where he felt like he didn't think he was gonna make it, and he's young, he's like, I think, I mean, in his early 40s maybe, like,
It's so brutal.
yeah, so that was kind of sketchy.
Yeah,
Hi.
the hospital or is he okay?
No, it was, I think that it right now it's sort of mild now, but it was during the time when shit was, pretty
Really
gnarly back
bad.
then.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
So,
scary though. I hope he's gonna be okay. And I know it can like hang
yeah.
around for months. That's like the shitty part is that you get sick and then it just stays for like 2 or 3 months.
Yeah. No, for him it was like it's still it's been like a few months and it would come and go.
Yeah.
You feel like he's fine and then it comes back, which is like a very scary thing to think about. And he's like literally like a really healthy guy. Other than that.
Yeah, it's so crazy. It just doesn't even make a difference. It's a roll of the dice. Like some people are completely asymptomatic and other people become completely incapacitated and like it has no
Yeah.
bearing on how healthy you are. It's just like how your body reacts to the virus and
Yeah, it's really weird. And then my niece is like a friend's husband. He just like felt not right and then was in a coma for like a week. And then when he woke up, he just like, I just felt like I fell asleep and he had it. Isn't that crazy?
That's wow. Yeah.
did they
Yeah.
did they place him in a coma?
No, he just went in the hospital and then went into a coma and then woke up and was like,
That's
his
scary.
thing was like, no, first when he woke up, he's like, what happened? He thought he just took a nap or whatever, went to sleep.
Wow. That's like going under for surgery, like when they fully sedate you.
Yeah.
You just wake up and feel like 10 minutes has passed, but really it's been like 3 hours and they've completely slept.
Your throat
Or
is
get choked
changed.
out. Have you guys ever been got choked out? It's like that. You woke up and you think
Yeah.
you're on acid. That's what I thought. I did. I was just like, what? Why did I come to class and and dosed? For a second. Yeah.
So
I had stuff and one of the teacher choked me out just so I could feel what it feels like. Um,
of course you did.
and when I was like teaching these, I was teaching like these Muslim women at the Zaytuna College. One of them was like, "Yeah, choke me. I want to pass out. I want to feel what it feels like." I'm like, "Hell no!" Like, no way. It's not, I'm not. Just in case something goes wrong, I'm not trained for that, huh?
Yeah, get them to sign a contract first so that they
I
can't.
know. I'm like, especially at the school property, and I'm like the teacher. No.
Hell no. Hell no.
But she was so serious. She's like, no, I really. I'm like, no, it's not gonna happen.
Dude, is it all kickboxers today?
I know.
Oh.
I think I don't know. I think a lot of our jiu-jitsu people are like secret. Don't They might be training secretly. So doing something like this is like not. I know at least that Sarah, and because it was like Sarah, Judy, and Cha, and I think those, I don't know, other people that are kind of training with each other.
Yeah,
I
they
saw
live
Cha.
together.
I saw Cha at Dr. Lee's office, like, because
Oh,
Cha was, I was like, they were talking about jiu-jitsu, and I was like, four elements, and then she was like, "Are you Kathleen?" And just so I was like, "Hey," so
oh yeah.
we waved from our masks
Yeah.
across the office, but
Yeah. I guess I was like feeling sort of sad about the fact that it's hard to do jujitsu by yourself.
Oh, I know. No, you don't got. I know so many schools that are open and they're training like normal.
that's not okay.
It's not okay. It makes me so mad, but
I told my mom what Four Elements is doing, and she was like super impressed because she was like, "Holy crap! It's great that they're committed to keeping everyone safe."
yeah. And I know some schools that did not stop at all doing this whole. They're just being on the down low. I know.
Yeah.
That's just. Yeah.
Idiots.
Not cool.
Yeah. So it could be that's why the whole jujitsu team is not here.
But there was a few days when the kickboxers weren't here, so it's also sometimes people just have conflicts.
Yeah. So I've been doing this thing where like on the days that what is it? Karin and I are teaching. I'm gonna try to restrict to like the takedown that would be applicable that transfer into Sanchal versus like, oh, let's do some gi. so I say
That's
that
nice, but it's okay. Like if you do, it's all right.
no, but I think like
it's fun to incorporate what you do into our drill.
Yeah. No, I mean I'll probably add like more MMA stuff versus like a gi choke or or something like that. So yeah. So I don't know what time is it?
Like 5:06. We could start.
All right, let me get my timer going.
And Mollii.
Oh, look, Sarah. Speaking of. All right. So let's start with our ankles and wrists. And switch. For the other side. And switch. Okay, knees. And then switch. Let's go up and down. A couple more times. 1, 2, hips. And switch. Shoulders. And switch. Okay, elbows. Switch Switch direction. Wrists. Switch direction. Let's rotate our neck. And switch direction. All right, so get ready. So let's do, right, the kind of burpees in between the cardio. The burpees today will be lateral jump. So you're gonna jump laterally and then the mat, boom, up, boom, and then jump, boom. Right, so 10 of those. And the first 1 minute drill is hands out, right, and leg out, and you come in, boom, and here, and then out, and here. Or let's actually boom, and then jump up with the hand, up. Get a little stretching on the shoulder too. All right, go. 1 minute of that. Oh, it's so loud. So out. Okay, burpees. I'll get in place until everybody's done. All right, next one, get the timer going. You will be skipping one leg, boom, boom, and I'll tell you when to switch over to the other leg. Okay, go. Let's start whatever side you want. Switch. You skip in one place or skip around. Switch. Switch. You can go forward, backwards, side, switch, the other side, go in circles, go back in circles, whatever you want, switch. Switch. All right. right, 10 lateral burpees. All right, next one. Go ahead and do back kicks. Right, boom. Oh. All right, burpees. Okay, go ahead and take a sip of water. All right, let's stand up. Let's inhale, bring your hands up. Exhale, bend at the hips, bring your hands down to the ground. Go ahead and walk and bend your knees a couple times. Making sure your upper body is like really relaxed and just hang. Loosen up your neck. Pull it away from your ears. Your shoulders, pull it away from your ears. Good. From here, let's walk out to a plank. So come forward. Let's check our wrists, our elbow, and our shoulders, and our hips line up with our shoulders. You want to imagine somebody's pushing at your hips from the bottom up towards the ceiling, and then there's a pressure pushing down from the ceiling. So we'll be solid, strong here. Look forward. Let's hold here for a little bit. So you're feeling the pressure coming from the ground up and then from the ceiling down. Now you want to think about from right to left. There's a pressure pushing from the right, pressure from the left. So 4 direction. Go ahead and take a deep breath. And then exhale with control. Come down to the mat. Go ahead and flatten your toes and sit back, extending your arms. You're gonna walk your hands up, right? All the way up to a sitting position here. And from here, let's place your, let me get this down a little bit so you can see. Left hand close to your hips here. And we're gonna raise our hips up, right? And then reach diagonally at 45 degrees. Your eyes are falling past your right thumb. And you're gonna come down and then switch hands. Hips up, reach. Back down. One more time. On the first side. Come back down. Second side. Come back down. Walk your hands, boom, boom, out. Come to your belly. And then from here, let's go ahead and lift our right side up. I'm gonna glide my left leg up and I'm gonna come into a sitting position here. Let's do a little bit of stretch here. So I'm gonna turn towards the leading knee, right? I'm gonna turn my body towards the leading knee. I'm gonna walk myself outward, boom. I'm gonna come back up, adjust myself, tuck my belly in, right? And then I'm gonna walk forward, boom. And come back up. I'm gonna go ahead and twist my body, right? As far as I can. And I'm gonna reach out. Wanna try to keep my top knee here attached to the ground as I do this. Come back. Go ahead and we're gonna switch our base now, right? We're gonna switch our base to the other side. So now we're gonna repeat. Turn towards the leading knee as far as you can and then walk your hands out. Come up. Adjust. Tuck your belly in. Walk as you exhale forward. Come back up and reach back as far as you can and then forward. Come back, hands on the ground, and we're gonna unwind. All right, so from here, look, I'm gonna turn my right, lift my right side. And now I am gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna glide my left leg, but I keep my back leg bent, right? Yep. So from here, I'm gonna go ahead and come towards the extended leg, both my hands, boom, and I'm gonna unwind. So I'm gonna unwind. I'm gonna do the other side. I'm gonna lift my left side. It's my right leg, right? I'm gonna go boom and bend my left leg when I come up. Good. So we're gonna do that 10 total, 5 per side. So let's go to our belly. Let's start with our right side. Lift our right side, boom. Hands down, go back. Left now, boom. Hands down, go back. Right. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's sit up. Okay. From here, okay. So now I will turn and have my hand on the side of my extended leg, right? Actually, before we do that, let's do some rolls. So make sure that you have some room on the side of the extended leg. So you see how I have room here? Okay, so from here, look, I'm gonna tuck my arm, right? So let me break this down. I'm gonna tuck my arm and I'm gonna bring my shoulders to the mat. And then boom. I'm gonna bring my shoulder to the mat, and this leg is gonna step up a little bit, right? And then I'm gonna roll my back. So I'm gonna transfer the pressure of pushing off the ground with this back leg. It's gonna come boom, push up. And then I'm gonna transfer that to this leg when I'm ready to go. So I'm gonna roll, boom, boom, boom. But then I'm gonna switch my leg. So notice that it's my right leg, right? And I'm going to the right, but when I land, my leg position will switch. Look, I'm gonna go boom, I'm gonna spin, and now it's my left leg. I switch in mid-air, right? So that now I can go back to my left. Does that make sense? So I'm gonna go boom. I'm gonna kind of retract. Let's see, right? I'm gonna go boom. I'm gonna go like this and retract, and look, this leg retract back, and I'm gonna get on my toes and I'm gonna spin, boom, 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 and I'm gonna switch my leg onto the other side. Does that make sense? Does anybody have any questions? Do we have that? Everybody's cool? Yeah, those of you that are new at this, it takes a little bit, but you'll be okay. So we're gonna do this together, and we're gonna do 10 total. So again, tuck, bring your shoulder here. Look, I'm gonna retract the extended leg and push off with both of my leg, and I'm gonna come this shoulder to the other shoulder, right? And then I'm gonna switch, boom, leg. So that's one, let's go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So basically, when you're up in the air, you're just switching your leg, right? If you started with your left leg extended, you're going to switch, right? When you land, it's your left leg that's going to bend, and then your right leg extend. So boom. What is that? Is that 10? Yeah, okay. So we're here, right? Now let's land here. We're in this position. So now same thing, I'm gonna go bring both my arms, I'm turning my body this way. And now I'm gonna come down onto the mat, and I'm gonna switch my legs, look, right? I'm gonna go, boom. So I'm here, I'm gonna bring this back and then step the other leg. Yes, and then I'm gonna come back. So we're gonna do 10 of those just on the same side together, right? So hand, I'm gonna go 1, and I'm gonna sit back. That's 1. Good, and then hands down. I'm gonna go boom, 2. And then boom, push, 3. Good. 4. Yep. 5, yeah. 6, boom, 7, boom, 8, boom, 9, boom, 10, boom, boom, right? So let's go back to boom, right? I'm gonna go back now, right? Yeah, I'm in this where I'm posting, right? And now I'm gonna pull the back leg, and I'm gonna come, boom, 2, yes. And then I'm gonna switch to the other side. So it's my right leg now, and I'm gonna come to the other side. Yes, so we're gonna start here, right? And then we're gonna switch. So we're gonna switch here. Now we're on the other side, so let's do 10 of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sit up, right? And you're in this position. Go ahead and you're gonna swing this leg. Here, and let's do, I'm gonna post my left hand and I'm gonna lift my leg and swing it to the side and come to my belly. Nice. Now we're gonna go the same left hand, turn, and I'm gonna go swing forward, right? And then swing all the way. Once you get used to that, it should be just one motion. So it's boom, boom, boom. So basically I'm gonna go swing and then switch my hand, right? This hand, I'm gonna switch with this hand, push, pass it over to the other hand, and then come to my belly. So give that a try. So look, my left hand is gonna push, boom, transfer to my right. Good, and now we're gonna do the other side. So, boom, do a few of those. Good, go ahead and sit back, extend your arms. All right, go ahead and take a sip of water and we'll start with the JJ portion. All right, so we're going to continue with the takedown and leg sweep that we've been working on. So just a review, since most of us are like Senchao people, so we're going to do like Senchao MMA style, Nogi style. So I want you to imagine your right hand gripping the oh, this one has an E. I want you to imagine, and it can't stand up, so I'm just going to do it down here. But you want to imagine, right, your right hand cupping the head here, right, at the head. So, and then your elbow, your forearm blocking. So that kind of keeps a distance, you from your partner here, right? And then the other hand is either down here or up here. It doesn't matter, above the elbow or at the wrist here, right? So that is the arm movement. So it's head, right, with a frame here. Boom, at the frame here, boom. And then the arm movement here, right? The first thing that we're gonna do is really, it's a going forward pressure, right? So we're here, we're cleansing and boom, boom here. And we're going forward, we're gonna come forward and then our leg is gonna block their leg, right? So you wanna imagine you're pushing forward and then your right leg's gonna block behind your partner, what do you call it, the Achilles, behind there so that they don't step back, right? So you're boom here and you're pushing forward, right? So you're pushing forward and you're blocking here, and then you're gonna come down with the back knee to scoop up the leg, right? And a lot of times when you're doing this and you're pushing forward and you're lifting, they're gonna fall, right? So the first one is just that. So we're gonna have here and we're gonna block, right? So just do that hand and we're gonna go 1, come back, 2, and then come back, and 3, and then come back, right? Just making sure that this is framing, right? Go to 5, right? And then on your 6th one, you're gonna back knee is gonna come down and you're gonna scoop up the leg. So things to think about is like, it's really hard to do if your posture is like this, right? You wanna be upright, boom. So you're gonna go boom. So try to have your upper body upright, boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th one, boom, 5, right? And you're pushing forward. So try that. Right, good. All right, so now the next one is we're gonna do the drill where you're gonna go right from here, boom. If they don't fall, you have to kind of progress forward, right? So now we're gonna do we're gonna lift, boom, come in and put the leg in between, right? And then topple the second leg. But before we do that, I want you to kind of mimic where you're holding, you know, and cinching your thighs together, right? So you're gonna hold the leg in between the leg that you're gonna pick up, you're gonna put it in between your legs and you're gonna close up the space with your thighs. And look, my foot are like this, right? And you should be able to kind of move around in that. So you have the leg in between here, right? My partner is falling down, but the leg would be in between here and I'm cinching, right? They were standing up still, right? They're standing up, boom, with one leg, right? And then I'm gonna use, boom, one arm and reinforce it with the other arm. So I'm gonna hold the leg up, right? It's kind of hard to show with the dummy, but so now we're gonna go come up, scoop up the leg, put it in between and cinch our knee. And then the arm will go under the leg and we're gonna reinforce with the second arm here, right? And then from here, they're standing up and they're not going down. So we need to like topple the second structure, which is the second leg. So to do that, I'm gonna get perpendicular to my partner, boom, boom, right? To the side. And from here, I am gonna come to my knees, right? At the same time, I'm gonna let go of the first leg and then I'm gonna dive and scoop up the second leg. So, and then I'm gonna use my shoulder to topple them down. Yeah. So do that. You're gonna go boom, scoop up, put the leg in between, hold, come down, and then topple them down. Good. Nice, Sarah. Good. Good. Yep, good job. All right. So this is kind of a new one. We haven't done this, but I'm gonna connect, right? Let's say that you have the grip boom here and you go trap here and really quick, they step their right leg over. So what are you gonna do, right? There's some different ways to react, but today we're gonna go try to trap their right leg, but then they step the right leg out of the way. So we're just gonna keep going. So what I'm gonna do is now I'm gonna turn back, right? Where my legs are lining up. So for example, let's say I'm gonna do the back. So I'm gonna go try to block, but then they step the leg back. And now the second leg will turn and I'm gonna look, my feet are lining up. So do that motion. So I'm gonna go block and then turn, right? Block and then turn. Yes. Yes. Okay, now everybody got that. We're gonna go right here. We're gonna sweep, block, and turn, but at the same time now. So I start with a neck here and here, right? I sweep and they turn. So I'm gonna turn, boom. What I'm gonna do is, oh my God, I'm gonna turn, but this hand now is gonna move from the shoulder to behind the armpit now, right? So it was blocking the head. So when I turn, I'm here, I go like that. I'm just gonna let go and I'm gonna turn, the hand will move now. I'm gonna go right at the armpit. So I'm lining my butt at their front here. So now I'm gonna land like this, right? Sideways like this with them, right? Line up where my butt is basically like right at the belly here. So I get really close. So I'm gonna try the first one, try to block. So now I'm gonna flush my body against my partner. At the same time, that hand's gonna move under the armpit now, right? And then from here, I'm gonna squat down and I'm gonna dump, right? So it's really squatting. So let's do the hand movement now, right? And we'll go to the next step. So I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go boom, and then they step back. So now the hand and the leg both are gonna go boom. I'm gonna line up. So do that a few times. Yes. Yes. Okay, now that you're there, the motion is, now that your back is like flesh lined up, right? I got the arm and I'm blocking the shoulder and the armpit here. I'm lining. And now the motion is I'm gonna come down and then I'm gonna dump, right? So I'm here, I got the arm and I got the armpit, right? My arm goes to the armpit and I'm flashing my back, my hip against the belly here, really close. And from here, I'm gonna squat down with good posture. I wanna go here. I wanna squat down with good posture. And from here, I'm gonna kind of like pivot my foot a little bit, boom, and I'm gonna dump. So I'm gonna go boom, right? they're gonna stay like attached like a backpack to me. I'm gonna pull them really close to me, and I'm gonna squat and then dump. Nice, Karen. Nice, everybody. Yep, so the whole move is this, right? You're gonna go boom, the head, the arm. You're gonna try to block the first leg, and then they're like, they've seen this move, so they kick the leg back. So you're just gonna keep going. You're gonna go boom, right? Let me do it backwards. So I'm like boom. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the hand and my leg, the same side hand and leg. I'm gonna line myself up, get them attached, almost like they become my backpack. And then from here, I'm gonna dump. So give that a few times, a try. Yes. Nice. Yeah, so Kira, it's this move. You're gonna go boom, and then go ahead and turn. So the back leg is you're gonna kind of pivot and turn, right? You're gonna turn, yep. You were here and you're gonna turn. Yes. Good job. Any questions? We'll practice more.
I think I'm pretty good.
Okay, good. Thank you. So
Mollii.
next is it's kickboxing.
Cool. So take a minute break, grab some water, go to the bathroom. That takedown is so much easier when there's not a person on you. I like it better this way.
I know, me too.
It's all hella badass and
I know. I was gonna say, dude. I'm like, I feel like I can do the Olympic level.
Yeah,
I
know. My air judo is.
My wrist doesn't even hurt.
I know my back doesn't go out when I was like, oh yeah, you can do a hip throw, just like wham.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all in the mind.
Yeah, I'm all about this partnerless. This is it.
Yeah, this is the future of jiu-jitsu.
Exactly. Right.
Even I can do jujitsu partnerless. So like,
Exactly. Anyone can do jiu-jitsu if you don't have to fight somebody.
We've invented a new form of martial arts, social distancing
Social distance.
style. We're the true innovators. Or you
I
have.
hate to tell you, but people do it already. It's been done. There's been people just like, I don't want to fight. I'm gonna just fight in the air for, as long as there's been fighting. Fighting in the air is good too. Good to fight in the air.
It's the stay in place martial arts does feel a bit more monastic.
Yeah. Well, in kickboxing, there used to always be people who would like come to train who'd be like, we sparred at my school. We sparred really hard. We sparred a lot faster than you guys. And my teacher would, and harder. We go harder. My teacher was like, really? Because we used to go crazy hard at that school. And he's like, didn't people get injured? And they're like, no, because we didn't land the punches. You're like, that's not going hard then. Like, they would just spar in the air, which is a cool thing to do, but I was like, they're like, we went way faster and harder. No one got hit. Nuts. It happened a few times. It was like, there must be some bunch of schools that do that. All right, we're gonna do a fancy thing. I'm just gonna work on it for a second since we have a lot of experienced people. All right, let's do it. All right. So I have a fancy thing I've been waiting for. Not too many new people. So let's do a little leg stretch. So let's start with the couch or the wall stretch. So you lay your shin across the couch or the wall, and then bring your hips forward. And so you're trying to, when you do this, you're trying to, it'll be, this will be up. So you do this so you can see. You're trying not to be here or here. You're trying to be very upright and tuck your pelvis forward to open up your quad on the bent leg. And if it's too much, then you could go farther away so that the bend isn't as extreme.
Oh no, I don't miss this one.
You miss it. You're gonna be, this is good for you.
It is. I did it for a second and I felt the burn. And
Yeah, that's, you need it. This is like, I feel like kickboxers switch legs. It's the same thing. So you're gonna get in the position and you're trying to tuck your pelvis. So once you get there, you're trying to really stack over your leg and you're trying to tuck your pelvis under to make a stretch through your quad. I feel like kickboxers should be doing this all the time because we need flexible, we need limber legs, and kicking and boxing makes your legs tight. So it's like works against itself. So you really need to keep them stretched out well. All right, cool. So let's do a hamstring stretch too. Let's do a wide leg stretch, and we'll do it in 3 levels. So first level is your starting level. So, and while you're doing it, again, a few things to think about is you're trying to keep your back as straight as possible. So you're trying not to hunch. You're not trying to get your head to the floor. You're trying to get your belly to the floor. Your belly may not get to the floor, but that's the aim. This is not going to help you too much. And also try to keep your legs engaged. So rather than letting them just roll forward, try to keep your leg muscles a bit flexed, and think about pulling yourself down with your muscles. So rather than just sort of flopping into the position, think about using your muscles to pull you, like your abs and your back muscles to pull you down. So start your first position, hang out there for a few seconds. Come to your second position. And then come to your deepest position for today. Come up, shake your legs out a little bit. And yeah, let's get up and we'll get into it. So great, okay. So let's do, let's start with, let's make sure this is, yeah, well, let's start with a round of jabs, just to get warmed up. So we're just going to be throwing jabs. So again, you're trying to time your jabs with your steps, coordinate them with your steps. So when you jab, you're launching off your back foot, which style to it, orthodox. You're launching off your back foot and stepping with your front foot. So the first thing that steps is your left foot, but the first thing that actually powers that motion is your right foot. And you can jab on the first step, jab. Like if my steps are ba-bum, ba-bum, 1, 2, 1, 2, I can jab on the 1 or the 2. So I can go 1, 2, 1, 2, or I can go 1, 2, 1, 2. So doing the second one is a little sneaky because it's not quite what the person might expect, and it sets up. You might do the second step and then the first step to make doubles, like 1, 2, 1. If that makes sense. So it kind of loads you up for more. Bam, bam. So while you're doing jabs, if I say sprawl, you're going to sprawl. Again, I'll remind you, you could sprawl center, or you could sprawl, up to the side, or you can just do a burpee, go into a plank and come back up if you don't want to sprawl. And okay, here's the thing I have a question about. If I say combo, I want us to do Mollii's takedown, the last one. The only thing is, if I think it's going to be the opposite side for most of you. So I realized this last time, and then sometimes I realize something like that. I'm like, they'll figure it out. It's better for them. So once I'm in the middle of the round, but I realized most of you are probably going to be jabbing with your left hand, but we're grabbing and stepping with your right side forward. So you can either try it on your other side. So, if your left is forward, now you're going to grab with your left hand. If you were doing it, that's how you're doing it already, then that's great. Or if you want to try it that way, does that make sense? Your left hand's going to be forward, so that's going to be the hand that you're turning towards. Or if I say combo, switch your stance, which is going to be with what we're going to do, Shay. It's going to go with that. So you're jabbing. If I say combo and you want to do the hand you were already working on, pivot. Then you're facing your opposite stance. Pivot and then do the takedown. So the 3 things that can happen while you're jabbing are 2 things only: jab, sprawl. Jab is 1. If I might say sprawl, or I might say combo. Any questions about that on the combo? I'm saying that basically, if you're not already in position to do the side you did, you can do the other side, or you can switch your stance. If you want to switch it some other way, like a switch step, that's fine, or you could just pivot your feet.
Weren't we stepping through anyways? Like
you were stepping through, but I think some people may have had the right side forward. I guess.
But weren't we stepping front? Weren't we like this and then stepping through with our right?
Yeah, you were, but it depends. I guess I'm saying that some of you may have been starting that in a southpaw stance.
I see.
Yeah. I don't know what stance you were doing it from. Some people, because people do jiu-jitsu with their right side forward a lot. So if you're not in the right stance to do it in the other stance, or pivot to start on the other side. Yeah, exactly. You do switch your stance when you do it, but you might be. If I'm here, this is the side I was doing the drill on. But if I were orthodox, that's not the side I was doing the drill on. I have to do it on the other side. That's what I mean. So that's it. So get set. So otherwise, you're throwing jabs, and you're really trying to coordinate your jabs with your steps. Set. Okay, right, and go. Just throwing jabs. You're really thinking about keeping a wide stance, jabbing continuously. If you want to throw a few, like, jabs in pairs or bunches of 2s and 3s, that's fine. But otherwise, trying to keep it pretty continuous. Sprawl. Combo. And then after you're done, right back to the jabs. Jab, 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 jab. Combo. Combo. Sprawl. Sprawl. Combo. Combo. Sprawl. 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 Combo. Combo. Good. Okay, so let's do one set of this is what we're gonna do. This is the version we're gonna do today. Let's do we're gonna do this. So you're gonna be throwing straight punches, and you're gonna be you know, twisting your hips, pivoting your feet on each punch. Remember, if I turn my left shoulder forward, only my left foot pivots. If I turn my right shoulder forward, only my right foot pivots. So the feet look like, if I'm turning my right shoulder or my left shoulder forward, my left foot's pivoting. My right shoulder forward, the other foot is a break. It plants, it goes down, it pivots a tiny bit to get back to position, but you don't want to pivot both your feet. So, so if I say punch, you're gonna punch. If I say slip, you're gonna slip. Oh, no, that's not what we're doing. We're doing it a different way. And people are more advanced, we could do this. Let's do, okay, so you're punching. If I say slip, you're gonna slip twice, and then, so 2 slips, doesn't matter which side you start on, and then you're gonna come back with hook, cross, or cross, hook, cross. You're gonna come back with 3 punches. So if I slipped towards my front side, hook, cross, hook. If I slip towards my back side, cross, hook, cross. So I'm just punching, and I say slip, I go bam, bam, hook, cross, hook. Or if I was punching and I went this way, bam, bam, cross, hook, cross, and then I go right back to my punching. I'm also gonna say weave. So same thing if you weave. If you don't wanna do both weaves and slips, you could just pick one. Like you could just do slips and just, when I say weave, just slip. But otherwise, when I say weave, same thing. You go weave, weave, cross, hook, cross. Or weave, weave, I just did the same one. So, or, no, the other one. Weave, weave, hook, cross, hook. So if you don't want to do the weaves and you just want to do slips, then just slip when I say weave. So again, you're punching. If I say slip, you slip twice and finish with cross, hook, cross, or hook, cross, hook. If I say weave, you weave twice, finish with cross, hook, cross, or hook, cross, hook. So anyone have any questions about that? Whatever side you're turned towards second, that's the punch you counter with. Okay, so get set and go. So you're starting punching. Keeping your elbows down, chin tucked, pivoting your feet, slip. Slip. Weave. I keep going the same way no matter what I do. Slip. Shins down. Elbows down. Weave. Take your time when you weave. Form over speed. Then you can pick up the speed. Slip. Weave. Weave. Slip. Slip. Weave. Weave. Slip. Slip. Now try to pick up your pace a little. Weave. Slip. Weave. Finish it. Nice. All right, so let's, we're gonna do kind of a fancy punching thing, but I wanna integrate it with a kick. So let's do a little kick practice. Let's first do this. Let's do the leg swings. So we're just gonna have one foot back, one foot's forward. The foot that's back is coming up and kicking. Your leg is straight, so it's not, your leg is straight, trying to stretch it. Your standing leg is straight, your heel's down, your foot's flexed. This is just a stretch, so it's not necessarily how you kick somebody. And trying not to bend. So you're trying to use your abs to lift your leg. So we're doing 1 minute on each side. So you can start, I'd say it's okay if you have a different preference, but otherwise start with the side that you don't feel as strong on. We tend to always, start with our strong side. So switch it up, start with the side that you don't feel as strong on. So get set and go. So you can exhale when you kick, be a good idea. All right, switch, other side. Sometimes it's nice to do your dominant side first to kind of get the pattern of something, but sometimes it's good to do your non-dominant side first while you're fresher. Then you come to your dominant side when you're more tired and it feels good. Next, shake your arms out, shake your legs out. We're gonna do a couple more drills like that. So we're gonna do the other direction, the variations on these kind of swing kicks. So we're gonna do we'll just count these. So the first one is, I'm gonna start with my weaker side. If I'm kicking with my right leg, I'm gonna have my left. I'll demo it on the better side though, so I show you a better demo. If my kicking with my left leg, I have my right hand up. So I'm kicking across. So I'm hitting the inside of my hand with the inside of my foot. So let's do this together. So again, you can be whatever height is comfortable for you. So it doesn't have to be high. If it is high, don't make it higher than you can kick with good form. Okay, so we're gonna do 10 together. So get set. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So switch sides. So other hand forward, other leg back. Get set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's a good guard pull drill, huh? So then the last one is we're gonna circle our leg. So now if I'm kicking with my left leg or my right leg, say, I have my right leg, I have my right hand forward. Actually, you guys do your left, do your weak side if you want. If if you want to start with your dominant side, you can if you're getting used to them. So I'm kicking around in a circle. So now it's same side leg, same side hand, and kicking with the outside of my foot. So get set. 1. So I'm circling it around. Yeah, good. 2, 3, 4. By the way, I'll just tell you a tip. If you're feeling a clunk in your hip, I was a little bit, if your hips are tight, the more you kind of extend your hip, like try to not contract your hip joint, but kind of let your hip joint open a little without it being too wild, but just kind of pull it, like you're trying to put your foot as far away from your hip as you can without flinging it, but just putting it. That actually overrides that clunk sometimes. Let's do 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next, switch sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, cool. So we're gonna do one more thing. This is a quick chair drill. So grab a chair or a spot on the wall. We're gonna be doing some slow motion roundhouse kicks, because then we're gonna put them into our punching combo. We're gonna warm them up first. Let's do this first. Let's do, let's see, I'm trying to think about the best way to teach this that will be helpful. Let's do this. Let's do 10. So we're gonna work on a roundhouse kick holding the chair first. Mostly holding the chairs because otherwise you kind of have to pivot. You can't pull it back. You usually pull it back because you hit something. So it's kind of good to be able to, it's a little more like actually throwing it where you can pivot back afterwards. It's more like when you actually hit somebody. But so we're gonna throw, when you throw a roundhouse kick, you want your hip to come forward. So we're gonna first just practice our hip coming forward. Let's do that for 1 minute on each side. So we're gonna go, we're not gonna throw the kick. We'll do it for 30 seconds on each side. In fact, we'll do it for 30 seconds and then we'll do a minute adding the kick in. So let's do, we'll do it. We're gonna kind of split this up a little different. I'll tell you when we get to it. So we're gonna start with 30 seconds. We're gonna do 3 things that are each 30 seconds. Once I get my 30-second timer. So the first one is that one. So the first one is just, so it's like almost like you're trying to hit the person with your, with this, like with your hip bone. So you're just pivoting and trying to hold out for a second and then pivot back. So let's do that for 30 seconds on whichever side you want to start on. Go. You got to pivot your standing foot and you're kind of bringing your pelvis and your thigh forward. All right, cool. So now the second 30 seconds is adding the kick. So you can make it a head kick. You can make it more of a, make the kick wherever level you want to do it, but you bring this and then you end by straightening the leg. You can bring it into, make it even more fluid motion, but the hip leads and then the leg follows. If you were really kicking somebody, you could even keep your leg bent and kick them like this, but especially for a head kick, you're going to need that extra height. So that's why the straighten out, or if it's a longer range kick, but you don't want to straighten your leg really until your hips come through. Okay, so get set and go. So it should start exactly like what you were just doing, and then the foot follows. Cool. All right, last one is move your chair out of the way. We're going to use it again on the other side, but so we're just going to do, is it too annoying? Tell me if it's too annoying to like move the chair out of the way and then get it back for the other side and we can do all the chair stuff first. But otherwise, we'll just do all one side first. Any people okay with that? Okay, so we're going to, now we're going to just throw it in the air. So for 30 seconds. So you're going to try to get that same feeling lead with the hip. And here you're gonna have to circle. So, because it's gonna have too much momentum probably for you to yank it back. So you're going to be putting your hip through and then kicking. So 30 seconds of that. Whichever leg you're kicking with, that one should be in back, by the way. When you start kicking, should be back. Okay, great. Get your chair back. We're gonna do that same sequence on the other side. Then we're gonna put it in a combination. So same thing. So first set is, first 30 seconds is just not as good as on the side, harder for me. So but I'm just trying to bring firm my hip forward like that while I'm kicking. So get set, and I'm not kicking yet. I'm just lifting my leg, which could be a roundhouse kick. A power roundhouse kick is like that, you know, and kicks like that to the body. Okay, so get set and go. Nice. Okay, so next 30 seconds is adding the kicking portion. So if you're straightening it out, it would likely be a head kick, or it would be like a long range kick to the solar plexus. So you're gonna start exactly the same, and at the end, follow with by straightening the knee. Get set and go. Cool, and now you can put your chair away, and we're gonna do the last round where you're just gonna be throwing the kicks in the air. So you're just kicking from your reverse stance, assuming this is your non-dominant side. So I'm not, you know, if you want to switch step, you can, but I'd say maybe don't, because, you know, you should be putting your focus into that pivot. So you're really just trying to focus on, you know, that, not spend your time focusing on something else. So, so get set and go. So you just got your, whatever leg you're kicking with is back. If when you land, it's not back anymore, then just put it in back again. Good. Okay, so now we're going to go back to some punching, and then we're gonna add a kick at the end of this combo. But we're gonna do some punching first. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna change our stance. So we're going to be punching. We're gonna go like this. This is the combo. Jab, cross, slip. So I'm slipping to my back side. As I come up from this slip, I'm gonna slip to my lead side, but I'm gonna pull the leg back. So it's jab, cross, slip right, slip left, southpaw, cross, hook, cross. So it's gonna be jab, cross, slip right, slip, I started the wrong stance. I started southpaw, or started opposite. Jab, cross, slip back, slip, damn it. I got tripped up on the stances. Jab, cross, slip back, slip to your lead side, but I'm gonna pivot it back. And now I'm gonna throw cross, hook, cross. but I'm throwing it from southpaw for you guys. So jab, cross, slip back. As you slip forward, pull this back, cross, hook, cross. I'm in my opposite stance. So let's practice that 10 times. At the end of it, come back to your regular stance to start again. So I'll count it. You can do it as fast as you want within that count. So 1, jab, cross, slip, slip, hook, cross. You should end up in southpaw. Good, come back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice. So you would do this if somebody was, coming at you. So you can also come forward, but it's a little dangerous to switch your stance coming forward. People will throw a jab, cross, but that's just turning your cross into a jab. Where this is kind of the opposite, where I'm turning my jab hand into a cross hand. So if someone's coming at me and I'm like, ah, I can use that, use their force against them, like we do in martial arts. I can use their force coming at me, go with it, to load up what they think is going to be my weak side. So now we're going to add to it. We're going to add the other side of that. So we're going to go. I have to get it right. That's why I drilled it in the middle. So it's jab, cross, slip, back, cross, hook, cross, and then slip. Now my new back, same thing, back, and now I'm going to do a cross hook kick, cross hook kick. So again, it's jab, cross, slip right, slip left, but I've also changed stance, left, cross, hook, cross, and then I'm going to slip left, right, but come back, right, back to my regular stance, cross, hook, right roundhouse kick. So let's try that. Since it's longer, let's try that 5 times together, and then we're gonna do it for our round. Just make sure that we got it. So it's jab, cross. I'll count it out. So 1, slip, slip, cross, hook, cross, slip, slip, cross, hook, kick. Good. 2. I forget that this one's kind of new to me. I try to do it all fast. I'm like, oh, I don't know it that well either. I'm just learning this movement. 4. 1 more together. Do 1 more and I'll watch, make sure everyone's got it. I was sort of watching, but I was sort of doing it too. So 1 more. So all the pivots in this are foot back. So it's always whatever was your lead foot sliding back. Okay. Good. Let's do it 1 more time together, and then we're going to do it for a round. So it's slip, slip right. As I slip left, I'm pulling my left foot back. Left, cross, hook, cross. Now I'm going to slip right. Oh, sorry, that's left. Left. Now I'm going to slip to the right, but pull my leg back. Cross, hook, kick. So all the stance changes are moving backwards. I'm gone slip, slip, punch, or slip, slip, punch.
Karen, real quick, are these all right kicks or are they both sides?
They're all right kicks.
Okay, that's what I thought. Thanks.
Yeah, all right kicks, great. So it's always right, yeah. And the whole, I mean, at the end, you could do the whole combination backwards, but yeah, like, yeah, it's always started on your dominant side, and the kick will always be on your dominant side. So let's do one round. Everyone got it to do your round? So we're gonna do one round. Let's do this. Let's do a 3-minute round where you're doing, to end it, you're gonna be doing that. If I yell sprawl, stop what you're doing and sprawl. If I yell 10, stop what you're doing and throw 10 straight punches. Other than that, you just keep going, do the combination. So get set. And go. Just working on the combination. I'll watch you guys. Sprawl. Ten. Sprawl. Ten. Sprawl. 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 Ten. 10. Sprawl. Sprawl. Good, nice work. Yeah, I'll say that in Jamal's boxing class, we've been working a little bit on switching your stance just from like different, you know, like even like I'm punching someone over here, but if they start moving over there, sometimes faster for me to just switch to orthodox. My feet are in the same position. So I think that stuff's pretty cool. I want to start working on it myself, but this is a nice, easy application of that where, you know, doing the other side, backing up to it. So grab your spot to meditate. Where's mine? Oh, it's right there. And so just close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths in through your nose. You can breathe out through your nose, or if you're still catching your breath, you can breathe out through your mouth. Helps calm your breath and cool your body. And then as you're breathing, you could just notice the sounds that are in your environment, just, you know, the soundscape that's in your consciousness, not getting attached to any of the sounds or thinking about them, but just being attentive of the sounds. And then you could let go of that, focus on sounds, and just continue breathing, trying to calm your mind. Any thoughts that come by, just trying to let them float past and don't get attached to them. Then you can take 3 deep inhalations in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Open your eyes, rub your palms together. You could rub the back of your, actually rub your ears. Sorry, keep going to necks first. Rub your ears. All right, again, rub your hands together. Now back of the neck. All right, then clasp your hands, twist back one direction, looking over your shoulder. Other direction. First direction. Second direction. And then come back to the middle. And you can stretch out your legs, rub your thighs. This whole thing is getting Kira as the film, I think. It's funny. I don't know why. And then the calves. It's a good picture, so that'll be good. And then the feet. Cool, and that's it. Nice work. Good job, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, that was good. That was really good.
Oh, good. Yeah, you like
Appreciate
the weird move?
No, yeah, I like it.
I like it too. I thought I've been waiting to show a move like that, and I was like waiting for a bunch of kickboxers, because there were a few days where I was gonna do it and then new people came, or it was mostly jiu-jitsu people who haven't done much kickboxing. So I was like, okay, don't do it yet. Like, do it when there's a heavy kickboxer presence. So I was like, all right, today's the day.
Yeah, that's good.
Cool. I really like it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you, guys.
Okay, bye.
Later. Bye. Take care.
See you Sunday.
Yeah, see you Sunday. Bye.
Yes.